Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil, and today we have our account update for May 2024. Let's get in, talk about the changes in May, where we're heading, what we're doing, kind of, give you the whole roundup, right? So, please guys, if you can, like and subscribe, comment down below, let me know your thoughts. Again, if you're new to the channel, this video series is something I do every month. I just kind of cover what changed in my account, kind of what did I do, why is it important, right? And the why is it important is because a lot of times when you see a content creator's account, you don't really get perspective as to how it's changed. So you can go back in time and see these videos from a year ago or even longer to just see how much progress I've made in the game. So again, like, subscribe. Let's give a huge shout out to the channel members for their continued support. If you're ever interested, that link is down below, along with a link to the Discord server. Make sure you guys join that. I think Discord's great. A lot of really good questions get asked and answered there. Very much appreciate you guys. Again, we'll get back into live streaming and everything. It's just been, got a lot going on as always. So let's get in. Let's talk about the month of May. So the big thing here, the first big thing was we took Admiral Trench to Relic 8. This was for my guild's operations. We needed Relic 8 Trench for Mandalore, so I volunteered. I had him Relic 7 already, and it paid off. I mean, he's been getting holes in GAC for me, but I think even more so just, as an officer, you want to take some of those characters who people may be a little bit more hesitant to Relic 8, so took Trench there, and I think that's going to be a great decision. Whether he's needed in the raid or not sure yet. If he is, then I'm going to look like a genius and suck it. So, kind of hope he is needed for the raid just so I get to use it, have a Relic 8 character there. No new Relic 9s. And then we did get Queen Amidala to Relic 7. You guys saw that. She is Relic 7. I still need to do some work on her mods, but I am kind of waiting around for the Bo-Katan event first because I am going to have to do a lot of remodding and finagling when we do get Bo-Katan because we are Bo-Katan ready. So we have Paz Vizsla. He's got his mods on him. Keller and Beck has most of his mods ready to go. And then IG-12 and Grogu does not have his final mod set on. We're not putting that mod set on until we get Bo-Katan Mandalore, simply because I don't feel like ripping that much speed off of other characters until I have that kind of S-tier team ready to go. So that's going to be a really, really important change for this account. I think getting Queen Amidala, getting Bo-Katan, and then, kind of progressing towards the next thing, my account is going to look more and more like it belongs in Chimer 1. And I've always kind of said that when I get a character like Bo-Katan, it normally helps my GAC ranking because I'm going up against people who have her as well. So I'm at a much more of a disadvantage because they've got not only Jar Jar, but they've got, their Bo-Katan as well. Giving me Bo-Katan just adds a little bit more complexity to the account, whether it's offensively or defensively. So that's the big change there. And then I'm sure you guys have noticed that we hit 11 million galactic power as well. That was a big jump for me. I'm very excited to hit 11 million. We'll talk more about this and kind of why that's a big deal for the account. Because obviously you're like, oh, it's just a GP, but it's just a number. But, 11 million, it does feel good. We'll talk a little bit more here in a second about that. But in terms of where to go next, so you guys have seen my spreadsheet where I'm kind of tracking all my stuff. So, Jar Jar is the eventual goal, right? We know as soon as I get Bo, it's all in for Jar Jar Binks, kind of preparing for that Naboo raid. But the elephant in the room kind of becomes Dr. Aphra, and when does this happen? And I was giving this a lot of thought because Dr. Aphra is a character who I've kind of said, well, I can't really farm her because Hondo and Sana Starros are in the cantina, and I need the signal data. And what's like such, kind of contradictory there, right, is I say that, but I went and farmed Tarpals, who's a single drop. Now he's an 8 energy node, but so are Hondo and Sana. So in the time that I spent farming Captain Tarpals, I could have had both Sana and Hondo to 7-star. So I don't have as much of an excuse to say that I shouldn't go farm these two. I think it's really just going to depend on the timing of the raid, how well set up I am with the characters that, can I make teams to score well? Can I not make teams to score well? If I'm kind of set on the signal data and I'm performing well, then I do think I will farm these two characters and kind of start slow farming towards Dr. Aphra because she is something that's just missing from the account. I can get some additional combat missions done and honestly just have another character who's good, right? It's something that at times is missing from this account when Dr. Aphra can kind of help in conquest and other things that I don't have her. So definitely an elephant in the room that does need addressed. However, I say that, and then, like, we'll probably get another road ahead, because we're probably close to another road ahead here. And my gut assumption with the next road ahead is we're going to probably get another S tier fleet, would be my guess. I feel like that just makes the most sense, is to get another S tier fleet in the game. So potentially looking at that. So I will need to, how do I say this? We will have to make sure that we're doing that, right? That we're prepared for whatever that comes. And then I don't know about Galactic Legends as much. I always say this with Galactic Legends, that if they add more, we're getting to the point where your Grand Arena board could be filled with GLs on defense. So I'm not ready to commit and say that I think they're going to put more Galactic Legends into the game yet. If they did, I would not be shocked, but I would also not be shocked if they said, hey, we're kind of happy with the ones that we have, and instead what we're going to do is kind of release characters like Jar Jar Binks, like Bo-Katan Mandalore, Malicos, where they're capable of beating a certain Galactic Legend, and that kind of allows you to, you don't really need you need all of these to beat all the GLs, but that, your Malicos can beat Rey, and this beats this, and this beats that. So I think something like that could kind of be where they're heading. Who knows? But the other thing to kind of just fill you guys in on here as well, we've got to talk about mods, right? Mods are always an issue, as you know, and I'm at a very strange point where I'm basically, now I haven't done a lot of refreshes lately, but like I am running out of mod materials and fast, particularly as we know these things. I buy these in weekly shipments, week in, week out, try to get as many of them from, it's just, they're not actually that, like, you can't farm them. They don't, I shouldn't say you can't farm them. The crystals you spend farming these are, I don't want to quite say wasted, but you're better off just buying these out of shipments than you are trying to farm them up. Like, you're better trying to farm these things and then buy these. Like, they're just, it's a big problem. It's a big drain on resources. I really wish they would put another thing, another way in the game to earn these, because they are a huge bottleneck for accounts like mine. And that's kind of where I think I worry about my account as, again, as, primarily free to play thanks to the Lightspeed bundles. But mods are an area that I was always able to kind of, hold my neck up, be like, yeah, I've got pretty good mods, but they've really kind of had to take, I don't want to say a backseat, but I'm really starting to see that I can't quite keep up with the modding anymore, because those resources are not dropping as often as I need them. So definitely something to think about that is concerning. And we'll have to, we'll work around it, right? We always find a way. When there's a will, there's a way. So that's the end of the video. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Again, May 2024 account update. I love you all. May the force be with you, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers, my friends.